TV soap news and spoilers say that in the glittering, treacherous world of daytime television, where fortunes rise and fall faster than a house of cards in a high-stakes poker game, few actors have navigated the twists and turns quite like Jon Lindstrom. For over 3 decades, Lindstrom has been the chameleon of soap operas, slipping effortlessly between the benevolent psychiatrist Dr. Kevin Collins and the malevolent serial killer Ryan Chamberlain on General Hospital. His portrayals have etched him into the hearts and nightmares of millions, earning him multiple Daytime Emmy nominations and a legacy that spans generations. But now, as the clock ticks toward October 2025, whispers are swirling like smoke from a backroom deal. Will Lindstrom abandon the neon-lit underbelly of Beyond the Gates, where he currently reigns as the enigmatic casino owner Joey Armstrong, to reclaim his throne in Port Charles? The speculation is electric, fueled by a plot twist so explosive it could shatter the fragile peace of Fairmont Crest and send shockwaves back to the ABC soap that made him a star. As fans clutch their remotes, hearts pounding with anticipation, one burning question hangs in the air. Is this the end of Joey's reign of terror, or just another chapter in Lindstrom's masterful game of deception? To understand the gravity of this potential seismic shift, we must first rewind the reel to the man behind the masks. Jon Lindstrom wasn't born with a silver script in his mouth. He clawed his way into the spotlight from the rain-soaked streets of the Pacific Northwest. Born on October 18, 1957, in Medford, Oregon, Lindstrom's early life was a tapestry of creativity woven by his father, Robert, a TV advertising executive who saw potential in his son's wide-eyed charm. As a boy, Jon was thrust into local commercials, his youthful face beaming under studio lights, a foreshadowing of the dramatic illuminations to come. He honed his craft at the University of Oregon, immersing himself in theater and music, before migrating to the sun-baked dream factory of Los Angeles. There, under the tutelage of legends like Lee Strasberg, Stella Adler, and Jeff Corey, Lindstrom transformed from eager apprentice to polished performer. His daytime debut arrived in the early 1980s with bit parts on shows like Voyagers and Santa Barbara, but it was 1992 when lightning struck. Casting directors at General Hospital sought a villain to terrorize Port Charles, and Lindstrom stepped into the role of Ryan Chamberlain, a twisted psychiatrist whose crimes would make headlines in the fictional town and beyond. Ryan wasn't just a bad guy, he was a cyclone of chaos, leaving a trail of broken bodies and shattered lives. Kidnappings, murders, and manipulations flowed from his silver tongue, captivating audiences with their sheer audacity. But the real genius lay in the reveal. Ryan had a twin, the diametrically opposed Dr. Kevin Collins, introduced in December 1993. Portrayed with the same piercing blue eyes and disarming smile, Kevin was the light to Ryan's darkness, a compassionate shrink whose sessions delved into the psyches of Port Charles's most tormented souls. Lindstrom's dual performance was nothing short of sorcery. He toggled between the twins with a fluidity that blurred the lines of identity, earning raves for his nuanced exploration of nature versus nurture. Kevin, with his empathetic consultations and unwavering moral compass, became a pillar of stability amid the Quartermaine feuds and Cassadine curses. Yet, Ryan's shadow loomed large, resurfacing in arcs that pitted brother against brother in battles of wits and wills. From Ryan's infamous 1992 killing spree, where he masqueraded as Kevin to sow discord, to his 2023 demise at the hands of Heather Weber, Lindstrom infused every scene with palpable tension. His work on the Port Charles spin-off from 1997 to 2003 further cemented his status, blending supernatural elements with psychological depth. Nominations piled up: Outstanding Lead Actor in 2019, 2020, and 2023, even a nod for Villain of the Year in 1994. Fans adored how Lindstrom layered vulnerability beneath villainy, making Ryan's monstrosity heartbreakingly human. It's like playing two sides of the same scarred coin, Lindstrom once reflected in a soap opera digest interview, his voice laced with the quiet intensity that defines his on-screen presence. But by early 2025, the winds of change howled through Port Charles. Kevin Collins, once a frontline therapist navigating the town's endless crises, from the Hook killer's rampage to the endless Cassadine machinations, had faded into the background. Sightings grew sporadic. Storylines that once spotlighted his marriage to Laura Spencer or his bond with felonious son-in-law Cyrus Renaud dwindled to cameos. Fans clamored on social media, "Where's Kevin? Jon deserves better." The underutilization stung, especially as General Hospital churned out fresh faces while legacy stars like Lindstrom gathered dust. Enter Beyond the Gates, CBS's bold reinvention of the soap genre, a lavish, black-centered drama that premiered on February 24, 2025, as the first new daytime sudzer in over 25 years. Created by the visionary Michelle Valjean, a General Hospital alum who penned Kevin's early arcs, the series unfolds in the opulent Fairmont Crest, a gated Maryland enclave where the Dupree family, affluent, multi-generational, and unapologetically powerful, navigates scandals that could topple empires. Lindstrom's casting as Joey Armstrong was a coup, announced in February 2025 alongside All My Children vet Katie McLean as Pamela Curtis. Joey wasn't a mere guest spot, he was a recurring force of nature, debuting on March 7 in a scene dripping with menace. Picture this. The camera pans over the fog-shrouded parking lot of Lakeview Casino, where desperation hangs heavier than the cigar smoke inside. Doug McBride, Jason Graham, a once-respected heart surgeon now ensnared by the siren's call of the slots, slides into the passenger seat of a sleek black sedan. The door clicks shut like a guillotine. Doug McBride, purrs Joey, his voice a velvet blade, eyes gleaming with predatory amusement. "Joey Armstrong," Doug stammers, sweat beading on his brow. What follows is a masterclass in coercion, Joey's charm masking the iron fist beneath, offering loans not as lifelines but as leashes. Joey Armstrong is no cartoonish mobster, he's a symphony of contradictions, a man who rose from the wrong side of the tracks through sheer, ruthless ingenuity. Lindstrom describes him as an entrepreneur in a kind way, but that's underselling the storm. Joey owns Lakeview Casino, a glittering trap where fortunes evaporate like morning mist. He's charming, disarming, a man who remembers your drink order and your deepest regrets. Yet, beneath the tailored suits and easy smiles lurks a soul at war. Orphaned young when his vain mother perished on a cosmetic surgeon's table, a loss that scarred him with contempt for superficiality, an irony he wears like a badge, Joey built his empire on the bones of broken dreams. His marriage crumbled under the weight of his ambition, betrayed by his wife's affair with a casino dealer. He exiled the man from town with a whisper, his loyal enforcer Randy Parker, Maurice P. Carey, handling the dirty work. Now, Joey eyes Fairmont Crest not as a home, but as a conquest. He lends to the desperate, collects with cruelty, and dabbles in shadows, whispers of escort services, ties to the mob, a network that could ensnare the Duprees themselves. What elevates Joey to tragic antihero is his internal maelstrom. Lindstrom infuses him with undeniable humanity. Flashes of tenderness amid the treachery, a flicker of good wrestling the evil that propels him. Joey doesn't like trouble, Lindstrom quipped in a press junket, but he knows how to end it. This versatility is Lindstrom's hallmark, allowing Joey to seduce Vanessa McBride, Lauren Buglioli, in a red-hot affair that's equal parts passion and peril. Vanessa, the ambitious real estate broker whose marriage to Doug teeters on ruin, finds in Joey a mirror to her own suppressed darkness. Their encounters, stolen in casino backrooms, charged with the thrill of forbidden fruit, crackle with chemistry, Lindstrom's gaze locking onto hers like a loaded gun. But Joey's interest isn't purely carnal, he covets her connections, her keys to Fairmont's gilded doors. As the plot thickens, Joey's web extends. He's in bed with the police, manipulating Bill, Timon Kyle Durrett, and ensnaring Doug in debts that bind like chains. And then, the bombshell drops, the plot point that has fans on the edge of their seats, breath held as October 2025 looms. Joey didn't just watch Doug spiral, he orchestrated the crash that claimed the surgeon's life. In a sequence that aired during November sweeps, the truth unravels like a frayed roulette wheel. Flashbacks pierce the veil, Joey, stone-faced in the shadows, tampering with Doug's brakes, exploiting the man's alcoholism to stage the perfect accident. A bottle of scotch planted in the wreckage, skid marks artfully arranged. It's a masterpiece of malice, disguised as misfortune. Doug's death wasn't random, it was retribution for unpaid debts, a message to Fairmont that Joey's reach extends beyond the gates. Vanessa, shattered and suspicious, pieces together the puzzle through cryptic casino receipts and Randy's guilty glances. Bill, Doug's grieving friend, confronts Joey in a rain-lashed showdown, fists clenched, accusations flying like daggers. "You killed him." Bill roars, as Joey's facade cracks, just for a heartbeat. Revealing the torment of a man who's traded his soul for power. The fallout is cataclysmic. Fairmont Crest, once a bastion of whispered secrets and manicured lawns, erupts into chaos. The Duprees, Patriarch Vernon, Clifton Davis, fierce matriarch Anita, Tamara Tooney, and their daughters Danny, Carla Mosley, and Nicole, Daphne Duplay, find their empire threatened. Joey's exposure could unleash a torrent, mob enforcers circling, police investigations probing his escort ring, Vanessa's vengeance burning hotter than her desire. In one pulse-pounding episode, Vanessa storms Lakeview, gun in hand, her eyes wild with grief-fueled fury. Joey, cornered but unbowed, pleads his case, not with lies, but with raw confession. "I did what I had to, Vanessa. For us. For the life we could have beyond these damn gates." The scene, directed with claustrophobic intensity, showcases Lindstrom at his peak, sweat-slicked brow, voice trembling on the edge of a breakdown, a villain unmasked as a victim of his own making. This crescendo begs the question, is Joey's empire crumbling to pave Lindstrom's path back to General Hospital? The logistics align ominously. Beyond the Gates films in Atlanta, a world away from GH's Los Angeles soundstages, making dual roles a logistical nightmare for anything beyond recurring stints. Lindstrom's BTG gig started as recurring, but Joey's centrality, his affairs, his crimes, his creeping influence on the Duprees, hints at contract potential. Yet, as October sweeps approach, rumors swirl of a dramatic exit. Sources whisper that showrunner Val Jean, ever the architect of heartbreak, is penning Joey's downfall, a betrayal by Randy, a federal raid on Lakeview, or perhaps Vanessa's bullet finding its mark in a tragic twist. Lindstrom himself has been coy, posting cryptic X updates, Joey's playing with fire, and Port Charles calls. Fans dissect every syllable, hearts aching for Kevin's return. Imagine it. Kevin Collins, summoned from obscurity by Laura's desperate plea, delving into a new Port Charles mystery, perhaps Cyrus Renault's latest scheme or a Cassadine resurrection, his steady hand guiding the chaos once more. The drama isn't just on screen, it's a meta-mirror to Lindstrom's career. At 68, he's a soap titan who's outlasted spin-offs, scandals, and cancellations. His forays into primetime, Bosch, True Detective, and indie films, How We Got Away With It, which he wrote and directed, prove his range, but daytime remains his North Star. Leaving GH felt like a betrayal to some fans, who mourned Kevin's sidelining as emblematic of the show's legacy purge. Jon built Kevin from the ground up, one ex-user lamented. BTG is fresh, but Port Charles is home. Yet, Beyond the Gates has revitalized him, unleashing a Joey who devours scenes with feral energy. Lindstrom's praised Val Jean effusively, she's the best writer in the business, the voice that shaped Kevin. Their reunion sparked magic, but could nostalgia pull him back? Diving deeper into the speculation, consider the precedents. Soap actors often juggle gigs. Lindstrom himself recurred on As the World Turns as scheming Craig Montgomery while anchoring GH. But BTG's ambitious arc, with its focus on racial dynamics, intergenerational trauma, and unyielding ambition, demands commitment. Joey's story isn't wrapping neatly. Recent episodes tease his expansion, alliances with shady DC operatives, a flirtation with Dupree daughter Nicole that could ignite a family war. If Doug's truth explodes, it might not kill Joey but exile him, battered and brooding, to lick wounds in Port Charles. Picture Kevin, haunted by echoes of Ryan's ghost, counseling a Fairmont refugee who fled Joey's grasp, tying the soaps in a crossover dream. Yet, the counterarguments roar like a casino crowd. Lindstrom thrives on reinvention. Joey allows shades of gray absent in Kevin's steadfast heroism. Joey fights the good-evil battle inside, Lindstrom told TV Insider. It's raw, it's me at my most layered. BTG's ratings soar. CBS's first black-led soap since Generations resonates, drawing diverse viewers hungry for stories beyond the white picket fence trope. Why bolt now, when Joey's poised to conquer Fairmont? Production insiders hint at contract talks, elevating him to series regular. And GH? It's a juggernaut, but Kevin's return would require resurrection-level plotting, perhaps a coma from an off-screen attack, awakening to chaos. As October 7, 2025, dawns, the tension is unbearable. Will Lindstrom's Joey meet a fiery end, tires screeching into oblivion as Vanessa watches from the shadows? Or will he slink away, unscathed, to whisper therapies in Port Charles's ears? The actor's silence fuels the fire. His latest Instagram reel, a moody casino montage captioned "Deals in the Dark," but dawn breaks, screams ambiguity. Fans flood forums, bring Kevin back. Joey's fun, but GH needs him. Others rally, let Jon shine on CBS. BTG is the future. In this high-wire act of speculation, one truth endures: Jon Lindstrom is daytime's ultimate survivor, a man whose performances bleed authenticity. Whether he trades the casino's clamor for the hospital's hush or carves a hybrid path, his departure from BTG, if it comes, will echo like a slot machine jackpot, leaving us richer for the ride. Joey's secrets may bury him, but Kevin's wisdom endures. Port Charles waits, breathless. What say you, faithful viewer? Will the gates close on Joey, flinging open the doors to Colin's return?